Hi Pisces, welcome to your August 2019 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all that. And for those of you who'd like to book a personal reading with me, follow me on Instagram, or donate to the channel, just check out the description of the video for all that information. Alright, and for those of you who are used to my general readings, you might notice that there's different cards on the table, and it's also a different spread, so let me cover that real quick. On the left side, we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side, we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And this is a spread I do called the Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on this side will represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. This would represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. And then after we get through all those energies, we'll actually pull some oracle cards to get some additional insight into the situation. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. Alright, so with all that said, let's get started with your main spread. The past position on your side, we have the 8 of Coins, which is the equivalent to the 8 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Staves, which is the equivalent to the 5 of Wands. So, one way this could be playing out could just be saying that since this represents Virgo energy, which is your opposite sign, it could just be saying that you're really trying to put in a lot of work toward your relationship life and maybe trying to heal a conflict that might have happened between the two of you in the past. Now, usually with the 5 of Staves, it's not like a real, serious energy. It's more of like maybe more of a flirtatious type banter, but it can go a bit off the rails sometimes. But I mean, like if you look at their faces, nobody looks like they're too serious or worried about the situation, But at the same time, too, this could just be saying that maybe there's someone, you're competing with someone for the person you're interested in. So it's saying that you're really putting in the work in that regard because they might have multiple suitors and you're really trying to put in the work to make sure that you're the one that gets them. But yeah, another way this could be playing out too is to say that some of you could have really been focused on work and that might have caused some conflict in the connection as well. So there's a few different ways these two energies could play out, but we'll get some more insight as we go along the way. In the past position on their side, they have the 4 of Pentacles. So this is a Capricorn energy, so some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn, certainly, or this could even be someone that you're friends with. But another thing that I get with this too, the 4 of Pentacles energy is traditionally an energy of being closed off. But to me, I don't necessarily see it that way as much in this particular deck. I feel like it's more of like an energy of someone who's trying to play it cool, trying to act like, oh, whatever, I could take it or leave it. So maybe not to the extent of playing hard to get, but just to where, they're not really showing how deep their feelings truly are. So that could be what's playing out there. And I'm trying to think of anything else comes to mind with that card. Yeah, and maybe that's part of it too, like I was saying with the competition. Maybe they're trying to play it off like maybe you're the one who has a lot of different suitors too, and they're trying to play it off like they don't care, but really they might be a bit jealous about it. Present energy on your side, we have the 5 of Arrows. So this is technically an Aquarius energy, which is your 12th house. And this energy as a whole, sometimes the 12th house is known as the house of self-undoing, self-sabotage. And to me, this 5 of Swords or 5 of Arrows in this deck energy is about self-sabotage in a lot of ways too. So to me, this can just represent, again, that same type of conflict energy between you and the person you're with. And this particular time, it might go a little bit too far, because with the 5 of Wands energy, we think about, usually it's a bit more playful. It's not really going to dig in as deep, but the 5 of Swords energy or 5 of Arrows can definitely be a bit more harsh. And what this usually stems from, I find, for a lot of people, even though I don't see the 3 of Swords or 3 of Arrows in this particular spread, I do like to point it out sometimes, but I feel like she's holding on to those 3 arrows. So sometimes it could be like an unresolved heartbreak that maybe, you haven't looked at, right? Maybe you've just been carrying it with you, but you've convinced yourself that you're over something from the past, and then at times it might come out and you actually end up hurting other people because you haven't really looked at it. But yeah, and like in a general sense, though, this would represent where you guys have an argument, you know nothing good is going to come out of it, but you still have it anyway. And, then that's usually what ends up happening. Like, why would she need to hold all three of those arrows, right? Or with the Rider-Waite artwork, why does the person need to hold three swords? You're not gonna, why do you need three swords to fight someone? So, to me, it just represents going a bit overboard. And the present energy on their side, we have the Fool. So, this is an energy of, just taking a leap of faith, having a new start. So, combine that with the Five of Arrows energy on your side, I really see that in the present, this person might just walk away from the situation, especially if you guys do have an argument. And, maybe that's part of it too. Like, for those of you, if this does resonate more as someone whose energy is closed off, it could just be because of the conflicts and they're just like, really trying to detach a bit. And then you guys might have another conflict in the present and they just might decide, all right, well, I'm done. I'm moving on, basically. So, that could be what's going on with the Fool energy there. And then in the future position on your side, we have King of Arrows and Six of Cups. So there's a few ways this could be playing out. One way this could be saying that you're going to possibly reconnect with an Aquarius from your past. But this could even point to your energy too, especially because as a Pisces, you might have your Mercury, let's say, or your Venus in Aquarius. So that could just totally be your energy and saying that you want to reconnect with this person. But especially with Adonis as the card represented for this energy here, this could just definitely be saying that you too are really trying to play it cool, kind of like they were in the past, acting like, oh, whatever, you could take it or leave it, because it's a bit of a detached energy, that Aquarius energy. But really, you do want to reunite with this person. So, you just might try to play it cool with them and come back around and maybe communicate, but act like you could take it or leave it, essentially. And then this could also point to the fact that there's going to be a full moon in Aquarius around the, I think the 17th of the month, somewhere around there, definitely right around the middle of the month. So maybe that's what it's pointing to as well, as far as the timeline of when you'd want to reconnect with them. So that's what I'm seeing there. And then the future energy on their side is the Three of Wands. So this is an Aries energy, and it represents waiting for your ships to come in, is usually the way it's referred to as. But usually this is someone who, feels like they've put in the work, and now they're just waiting for those rewards to come in. So really, again, I feel like the two of you, I feel like this is just a dramatic connection. I don't know. That's the main vibe that I'm getting. Like, you guys have the fights, right? And then, okay, you have another fight, they walk off. But then really they're in the Three of Wands energy, which is like, okay, they don't really want to leave. They're waiting for you to come back around, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a crazy connection in that regard. That's really what I'm feeling. Like, they do want you to come back, but it's just like a bit of theatrics with them walking away with the Fool card. And at the bottom of the deck on their side, they had the High Priestess. So actually, usually I do view this as a Pisces energy. So for those of you, if you feel more like these cards sound more like your energy and this sounds like the other person's, then definitely trust that. But this could just be saying that for one, you're on their mind, which, like I said, I do feel that even though they walk away, it seems to be a bit of an act, given that we have the Three of Wands in the future position. And then with the High Priestess here, this could represent, for one, that they're not really communicating with you, especially about their feelings, right? And then this could also just be saying that you're on their mind, since this can represent Pisces energy. So, interesting reading. And then the bottom of the deck on your side, we have Two of Coins, which is the equivalent to Two of Pentacles, which, yeah, it can represent juggling sometimes, but what I usually get with this particular deck when I see this is hot and cold energy, because if we look at the two hearts, if I can get it to focus, The one there is clearly red, and then the other one has more of like a white or icy type vibe to it. So I feel like this could be how the connection is between the two of you. It's hot and cold. And I could definitely see that in the spread too, where like I said, you guys might get together and then you have your fights, and all right, one or both of you leaves, and it comes back and forth. So it definitely seems like an on again, off again connection you guys have going. Um, so if that resonates for you, then yeah, that's definitely what I'm feeling primarily from the spread. I'm not seeing too much else. I mean, for some of you, this can represent, like I said, maybe this is you wanting to go back to a different person, right? And it's not wanting to get back with them. And then maybe the Three of Wands for them could represent that they're just waiting for a new connection to come in. They walked away, and now they're like, you know what? I went through all this craziness in the past with this person. I'm going to wait for something, better suited for me. But I'm really getting the vibe of it's just the two of you being a bit dramatic and the on again, off again vibe. But next, we'll try to get some oracle cards here. So first, I'm going to try to pull some cards from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck that I have here. And I did shuffle it before we started recording. What I like to do is pull the oracle cards after I read through the main spread, though. See if we get any additional insight. So first, I'll be looking for some unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And what I do is I'll shuffle for a bit. I look for a jumper. If I don't get one, I won't pull from the top of the deck or just pull a random card or anything like that. I'll just take it as a sign that we didn't need anything there and keep it moving. So we'll see. But like I said, I'll shuffle for a bit to see if we get any unspoken messages from you toward them. Oh, there we go. Got one. It says, I'm more affected than you know. So yeah, definitely again, like I said, if this is some type of thing where you guys have the on again, off again fights and you're trying to play it cool with that King of Arrows energy, like, oh yeah, whatever, I could take it or leave it, you know what I mean? Really, obviously, like I said, you have that Six of Cups energy beneath that, which does show that, okay, yeah, you do have feelings for the person, but I don't know. It seems like neither of you really want to be open about your emotions, which, could be borderline toxic, but I don't know. Maybe you guys will get past it at some point, but yeah, there you go. We'll see if there's any unspoken messages from them toward you. All right, nothing's coming up yet, but I'll shuffle a little bit longer, see if we get anything. All right, looks like nothing's coming up there, so I'll stop here and then we'll see if we get anything from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So this is one of the Oracle decks that I use in my general readings as well. So for those of you who see those, you're probably used to this one. So we'll just pull one card here to help wrap everything up. Oh, there we go. All right, you guys got New Life. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 39. So let's read through that. All right, it says birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. The oracle's message: when spring awakens the world, the joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. So that's interesting there. What's interesting to me about that is this could play out more for their energy with the new life thing with the Fool card and then the Three of Wands, like I said, because for a lot of you, I really do feel like it's them wanting you to come back around. But I did say that at least for some of them, it could be that they're moving on and then that Three of Wands represents them waiting for a new connection to come in. Like, all right, I paid my dues. I'm ready for, a better, more stable commitment this time around. So that could be how that's playing out. And then maybe for some of you too, even though, like I said, with the Six of Cups underneath the King of Arrows, it will most likely be you going back to someone from your past, but maybe it'll just feel like a new start with them. All right, the relationship message says new energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibrancy only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnership in all forms. So that's interesting there as far as new energy enters old relationships. So maybe that's what it ends up being. Like I said, maybe this last straw basically for them, or at least what they want you to think is the last straw when they walk off and you think, all right, it might be over. Maybe that's saying that that's finally what gets you out of this energy of trying to play it cool, which, like I said, to be fair, they look like they're guilty of that too in the past at the very least. But, if you let that energy go and come out of more of a energy of love with the Six of Cups, then, that could be saying that the Three of Wands is that waiting for your ships to come in energy. And if we look at the actual artwork, obviously it looks like, they'd be coming out of more of an energy of love in that regard too. So maybe that's the way it'll play out, or like it says as well, it does mention new relationships. So maybe this will be one of those things where you guys each learn your lesson, right? Like, okay, we're getting into too many fights. It's not, this person walks off, you learn your lesson from, okay, maybe I took it too far, lesson learned, right? And then you get something new with someone else. All right, so hopefully that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. Bye.